Good evening, Eleni Roussos with ABC News. Allegations that detainees were still being tear-gassed in Northern Territory youth detention as recently as last year have been denied by corrections authorities. The accounts are some of the key claims being made by the first two former detainees to join a federal court class action launched today against the NT government for compensation.
Since he was a child, Tracy Hyde tried everything to turn her son away from a life of crime. But after stints in youth detention for stealing cars, Aaron Hyde was jailed after a drug-fuelled car crash which killed his best friend. His mother's now questioning whether his treatment in Dondale sent him off the rails.
He was stripped naked and he'd been asking for a blanket, and a guard told him to masturbate to keep himself warm.
And whether it damaged him.
Whether that has attributed to where he is and the escalation of his behaviour and criminal activity.
Aaron Hyde's allegations he was punched while handcuffed and isolated for weeks in 2012 will lead a federal court class action for compensation.
We're claiming an array of assaults, battery and the deprivation of residual liberty. It's a false imprisonment claim.
The Royal College of Psychiatrists and a doctor who's assessed some former Dondale detainees are warning some inmates have been damaged by the abuse.
It can exacerbate major depressive disorders, it can exacerbate post-traumatic stress disorder as well. We know that a lot of young people within detention have high rates of anxiety disorders, depressive disorders.
Another former detainee, Dylan Jenkins, is alleging he was tear-gassed in 2016. Corrections and the now opposition are denying any use of tear gas last year.
Look, I wasn't aware of any. I was actually in Cabinet at the time, and I know you're not supposed to speak about Cabinet issues, but it definitely wasn't something that came up there.
There are already 2 Supreme Court actions seeking damages for 6 other former detainees. But this federal court action could result in taxpayers facing a tsunami of compensation claims.
We would expect hundreds would ultimately come forward if it is that we are successful in arguing that Mr Jenkins and Mr Hyde should be compensated.
The Labor government says it's taking the court action seriously and it's made improvements, including banning restraint chairs in youth detention. Jane Bardon, ABC News.